This girl you say you want to marry.
Well, her name is Dora, and she's a very good girl. I know you're going to like her, Mama.
Hey.
What?
All these girls that answer big English names.
Hi guys, welcome back to Relationship Recipes. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, welcome specially. I'm Cream Cat and I host Relationship Recipes with Cream Cat, where I help you build the relationship of your dreams. And I'm excited to have you back with me. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about something super important, and that is what to do when your parents or your family reject your prospective partner. In Africa, when a woman and a man decide that they want to get married, their families are actually what come together to build that home. Individually, they are not able to just create a marriage by themselves. It is a family affair, and that's why this topic is important. I know if you're not African, you might be wondering, like, what exactly is going on here? But let me give you some backstory. In Africa, marriage is a very deep thing, a covenant that is taken seriously. And so culture has a backing as to how it should happen. You don't just go and say, oh, I found somebody, I like this person, and I'm getting married. No, families are involved, parents are involved, and it's a real deal, a big affair. So you would find families and cultures where when a member of the family, one of the children want to get married, they send elders from that family, people who are older, to go investigate the other family. This is something that used to be done before, but it's still done now. You see, you would find cultures that still do it. It's that deep. So we are not like the West, and we have to establish that. In Africa, there's a huge difference with the Western culture. Yes, we borrow stuff and we see people go about even doing those proposals, which are really cute and aesthetic. But let's be honest, before those proposals went down, people already have gone, probably finished the traditional rite that is required to make a proposal official. So in Africa, a proposal is actually carried out not by the individuals who are getting married, but by the families. So you have the family of the groom going to the family of the bride and saying, hey, we are making our intention known. It's called an introduction. For some, they have about two sets of introductions. For some families or some cultures, they have just one. So that formal introduction is where a proposal is officially made. And for every African who has this kind of culture, that is when we officially know that you're getting married, not when you have a ring on it. So you can go ahead, have a very glam proposal, and you go to the family and they say they don't like you. What are you going to do? That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you navigate that kind of situation. So the very first thing I would say to you is calm down. Watch your initial reaction. It is incredibly important. When they say no, when they say they don't want that person, when you have extended family even having some interference, I mean, it's Africa, you want to calm down. Don't immediately start to fight. Don't immediately start to scream. Don't immediately start to yell. Because your initial reaction will set the stage for every other thing that's going to follow. And how you respond is either going to keep you in control of the situation, or it's going to flip it in the other side, and then your family becomes in control of the situation. So you want to calm down. You want to actually not lash out at your family members, your parents, your elder siblings, your aunties, your uncles. You just want to calm down, which is my suggestion as your first reaction. What's the second thing you should do? Find out why. Why are your family members, your parents saying no, they don't want your partner, no, they don't want your choice? Try to investigate. Are your parents tribalistic? Tribalism is a thing in Africa. So there are tribes where they would rather you marry from your tribe. And there are even more tribalistic people who would want you to marry from your village, your your clan, maybe. I'm just going extra mile, but there are people who actually want you to stay in your tribe, families that would rather you stay in your tribe. You want to know, is that what's causing your parents to say no, they don't really like your partner? Do they have some unrealistic reasons. Maybe they wanted you to marry a certain kind of person from a certain kind of social class, in a certain kind of profession. That could be the reason. You want to find out why. For some others, they might have valid concerns, and that's why you should not lash out in the beginning. You want to actually sit down and hear. And when people have valid concerns, what you do is not to dismiss those concerns, it's actually address them. So you want to address them. Probably they might be having a misconception about your partner. They might have a misconception about maybe the family your partner is from. You want to clear that out. You want to address their concerns and try to convince them why this is your choice and why you stand by it rather than lash out. You see, that's the second thing you should do. The third thing I would say is always keep in mind that they are your parents. You want to give parental honor, especially if these are people who invested in your life. I'm not talking of, their parents that are like MIA, people that didn't take responsibility. And that's another entire conversation. I do not think you should dishonor them, but then you don't give them as much, they don't have as much stake in the major decisions of your life, right? So in this kind of situations, you want to honor your parents, because I feel like, honestly, God gives parents these instincts. They have a way of knowing something's wrong with you. Imagine how many times something has really been wrong with you, and then your parents just call at the nick of time and they're asking, are you really okay? How did you know? Parental instincts. So if your parents feel hesitant about a particular person, you want to actually acknowledge their feelings. You want to actually explore. So you want to honor your parents in that season. It is very easy to fall into that trap of dishonoring your parents, of trying to show them that, oh my God, like, I'm now grown, I'm now a woman of my own, I'm now a man of my own. You don't want to do that. So honor them. Understand that really there are some times that what an elder sees sitting, you as a child, if you climb an iroko tree, you're not going to see it. So sometimes you want to actually give them that honor, and then just try to investigate and understand why, and actually honor their parental instincts, which is what I want to say. The next thing I would say is engage other family members, especially if they have some sort of unrealistic expectations as regards who you should be with. You want to engage influential family members that can actually sit down and tell them, you're asking too much from these guys, you're asking too much from this young boy, you're asking too much from this woman. Like, let them be. Sometimes our parents can be so caught up, like, wanting the best for us, that they now start to stand in the way of our happiness and our future and the beauty of life that we can have. So it takes sometimes that external perspective, especially people that they really trust, maybe their siblings, that's maybe your uncle or your auntie, that can really have a conversation with them. Sometimes in some families, that influential person is the firstborn. What I do with your elder siblings, go and meet them and be like, see, I need to have a conversation with daddy, I need to have a conversation with mommy, let them know this is what it is. So your siblings can also be those influential members of the family who can have a conversation and kind of influence your parents to see differently from how they're seeing, especially if they are stuck in some sort of unrealistic expectation of what you should be doing in your life as regards choosing a partner. So you want to get those people, get those allies on your side, get them on your team, get them, at the forefront doing your own work, you see. So that is another thing you could explore that could help you. I would say another thing to do is give it time. Sometimes your parents are saying no because they don't really know this person, and so they are skeptical, and oftentimes they are now saying no out of fear, not because they have concrete reasons to say no, you see. So you want to give it time, and during that time, you're not just sitting down folding your arms. You're actually working hard. You're actually putting in effort in doing what? In marketing your partner. Give them a picture. Let them experience who your partner is, rather than you trying to paint the picture to them, you see. So I'm not saying you should have your partner coming to your parents' house every day, like doing everything. They come to the house. I mean, there's this thing Africa. A wife to be goes to her parents in-laws house, and she's trying to clean the house, trying to do the dishes, trying to cook the meals. I didn't say do that. I did not say do that. I'm just saying that show them who your partner really is. Let them experience your partner. Let them come to know your partner as a person. Sometimes they can be caught up in stereotypes. Our parents are still tribalistic. Some of them, a large number, surprisingly. So you want to get them to experience that person out of the stereotype of maybe their tribe, their culture, where they come from, their state. Let them say, oh, not all people are like this. Let them really know who your partner is. Let them experience your partner. That has a very powerful effect. I've seen this work for people who just give it time and they allow their parents get to know their partners, and their parents had a change of heart because they really saw these people outside of those stereotypes that they've always held. So you want to give it time, and while you give it time, you want to market your partner. The next thing I'll say is know when to stand up. A lot of times people have lived lives where their parents have significantly controlled them, manipulated them, and somebody says something that is not when you want to get married that you want to actually start standing up to your parents, and it's kind of true. So out of love, so many parents get to that space where they are now overprotective. They are trying to control your life. They are trying to tell you what to do. They want to be in the middle of your business. Oh, take that job, don't take that job, do this, don't do that, do this. And you're like, wait, I am not 6 anymore. I'm not 10 anymore. I am 24. I am 25. I am 30. I need to be able to make my own decisions. You see, there has to be a point where you're able to now discern, is this just parental love, or this is bordering over into manipulation and overprotectiveness? When that is the case, you want to now stand up to your family and be, hey, this is my decision. You might not feel comfortable. You might be on the way my partner dresses might be unconventional, but I need you to see their character, see their heart, know that they love me, know that I love them. I see a life with them. I can build a life. This is the exact kind of person I've been looking for to build a life with. And you're able to make that boundary. So that is a great opportunity to create boundary. But I feel like you should start putting that boundary way before you bring the conversation of a partner. If you know your parents are, in quote, overprotective, and they tend to always kind of interfere into major life decisions in a way that they seek to control those decisions, you want to start drawing those boundary lines before you now even bring a partner, because it's going to save you if they're already like that, you see, because you know them. So you just want to put that out of the way. What's the next thing that you can do? The next thing you can do is run this decision by other stakeholders in your life. So when your parents are saying, okay, they are not comfortable, or they just have a hunch, this instinct, if they're spiritual people, they're saying, I have a feeling about this thing, let's watch. When you have your parents saying that, you want to actually now start to get other people's input, important stakeholders in your life. I'm not talking about the people you have fun with, people you catch fun with, people you're always hanging out with. I'm talking of important people whose opinions have in time past proved to be significant. You see, people who love you, people who actually care for you, people who seek your highest good, people like mentors, close friends, people who are partners in life. They're just friends that stick closer than brothers. You want to now start to show it to them and be like, they probably already know your partner, and say, hey, what are you seeing? Can you say you're seeing the same thing my parents are seeing? What exactly is the point? What exactly would you say that is coming when you look at the situation, and actually get their feedback? A lot of time, if you find not only your parents but these significant stakeholders complain and tell you and say, I actually don't think this partnership between you and this your person is actually what works for you, and they give you solid reasons, they give you things about you that you've probably ignored, that they actually are looking at in making that decision, you want to actually reconsider. So I personally believe when everybody in your life, in your circle, keeps making a particular pointer to a particular decision and saying, this thing, we don't like it, this thing, we are not sure, this thing, we are afraid, you want to actually look at it the second time, because it can just be God saving you. Yeah. So when everybody in your life doesn't seem to really like the person you're with, you want to actually go back, reevaluate, really understand, see from their perspective, get practical and logical with it. Put the pros out, put the cons out, put the concerns out. Are their concerns valid? Is it that they have misconceptions? Are they not seeing clearly? You want to actually put all of those things out, and that would really help you. So run this by your stakeholders to just get a renewed outer perspective of your relationship. And then this also strengthens your resolve and strengthens your convictions. If people who are in your life and who really love you are saying, hey, we're rooting for you guys, I think this person is a perfect fit for you, I think you guys will do well together, then you want to actually move forward, you see, with waiting and actually giving your parents time to come around. Another thing is pray. Pray. I'm going to tell you, pray. I don't know which faith you belong to, but pray. Because sometimes you might just be facing a resistance, just the way we face different resistance at different points in our life. Sometimes you might be starting a business and face significant setbacks. You might be starting a new job and then there's just this setback. But when you pray, you're able to push past those boundaries. So pray. Maybe, just maybe, your parents' hesitancy is a setback and it's going to bring you and your partner together more. And prayer is one of the ways to get that done. So pray. It's a very, very, very good thing to do, especially while you're waiting and giving your parents time to come along. There is the point where you have to start to weigh your options. If you're waiting for forever, I mean, you waited for a year, they're not coming around, and your conviction is beginning to wane and you're not really sure, you're beginning to doubt if this person is really the one, because you're waiting. So you want to weigh the pros and the cons. If you go ahead and you do this without your parental blessings, or you force them to actually bless you and they're not happy. I mean, I know somebody whose parents were literally like chokehold, to bless their union that they wanted to go into. And when the whole thing didn't work out, they were breathing sighs of relief. And I'm like, what? That means they were just doing it to help you and make you happy because they didn't want to make you angry, or they didn't want you to feel bad that your parents were not with you. You don't want that kind of energy at your wedding. It's very important that your parents bless you, yeah. And sometimes you actually have to put boundaries so that your parents know that, okay, you're now responsible for yourself. But sometimes you actually want to start to weigh your pros. You want to know where to cut your losses and let the relationship go. Now, this depends on your kind of family and how much interference they would potentially have in your marriage. It depends on your parents eventually coming along. Okay, because your parents don't really approve of the marriage, would they treat your partner very badly? This is Africa. We've had so many experiences in the past. I believe it's changing, but then the statistics are still there. I mean, family can make people's marriages hell. Extended family, because of the way we are so into family communal living, we do things together. But if you feel like, oh, we're moving, we're going to another city, we're going to another country, we're barely going to see family, you see, so what they really think might not really influence our lives. You might want to go ahead. I mean, you have to weigh the pros and you have to weigh the cons, but you need to know when to cut your losses and move on. There's no one person for you. Yes, you loved that person, but hey, another person is going to come. And when that person comes, it's going to really bring healing for you. But if your parents are not saying, or your family is not budging, or you have the entire family ganging up and you've done all of these things and there's no move, you're not even moving the needle in the haystack, you want to start to reconsider. Maybe I should just cut my losses. Maybe I should walk away, you see. And to help the other person, because it's not easy to be stringing another person along, waiting for the approval of your family and toying with their emotions. You can imagine kind of emotional turmoil they would be going through, knowing that they are being rejected by your family. So there is the time where you now have to, by wisdom, say, I think we should let this go. I hope this video has helped you. If you know someone who is going to be super helped by this video, make sure that you share. I'm looking forward to your engagements. In the description box, I'm going to leave a link where you can ask me questions and I'll do well to respond to the questions on a dedicated video where I'll be answering questions. Thank you so much and see you on the next episode. Bye.